Like and subscribe, or a red-lipped batfish will kiss you in your sleep. Welcome to Animals Wow TV. Today we'll look at the top 10 animals that have rarely ever been seen. Stay until number 1. You'll see what animal you get if you cross an iguana, an anteater, and an armadillo. It'll be an animal that's rarely seen indeed. Number 10. Red-lipped batfish. Here on Animals Wow TV, we're always on the lookout for different types of animals. Some researchers say there are more than 8 million different species on the planet, and about 40 to 50 new species are discovered each year. So it's no wonder that our channel keeps discovering new animals to feature. And here are 10 animals that have rarely ever been seen, that some of them were once thought to already be extinct. We start with a fish that you hardly see in the wild, or even in pics or videos. But once you see it, you won't forget it. That's because it's got a bright, shiny pair of luscious lips. Yeah, you heard that right. A fish with red lips that could rival the iconic lips of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Even its name emphasizes this unique facial feature, the red-lipped batfish. It's a deep-water fish found in waters of the Galapagos Islands. It grows only to about 25 centimeters, and its defining attribute is its big and droopy red lips that could make it to any lipstick ad, or a TV show or movie that needs a rather disapproving-looking aunt. Some scientists believe that the color evolved for the fish to attract mates. If you can get over its bright, lippy pout, you'll notice that this fish doesn't look like a strong swimmer. In fact, it uses its pectoral and pelvic fins to sort of run and walk across the ocean floor. Actually, these fins look more like legs. First lips, now legs? This fish really is into evolution, isn't it? Number 9. South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher. Birdwatching is an art that many love to do around the world. One of the thrills of this activity is spotting elusive birds. So you can imagine how happy birdwatchers were when the South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher was spotted again in a forest 130 years after it was first seen. It was first described when Professor J.B. Steer from the University of Michigan conducted an expedition to the Philippines in 1890. This bird is the tiniest among forest kingfishers in the country, but even though it has a striking plumage, the metallic lilac, orange, and bright blue feathers are perfect for camouflage among the trees where it loves to sit quietly and in the tree trunks where it builds its nest. It's also very fast, so it can zoom from perch to perch without alerting avid humans, even if its call is quite unique. But thanks to the laborious tracking and research of a conservancy group, from 2007 to 2017, pictures of this dwarf kingfisher have surfaced in 2020. Looking at these pictures, any birdwatcher would definitely say that 10 years has been worth it. Number 8. Armadillo Lizard. Before we go on with our next animal, please take a look at this picture of an Ouroboros. It's a mythical symbol from ancient Egypt and Greece. Usually it's a snake, but sometimes it's a dragon eating itself to depict the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Lots of fantasy stories have used this symbol, but in real life, there's a lizard that curls into a ball like an armadillo and bites its tail. This makes it look like a real-life Ouroboros. It's called the Armadillo Lizard, and its scientific name is Ouroboros cataphractus. Its armor-like spiky exterior provides great protection for its soft belly and makes it look like a tiny dragon. But unlike dragons, it only grows up to 4 inches in length. It's also one of the few reptiles that don't lay eggs, so it has only 1 or 2 babies each year. Fortunately, it doesn't take much for the armadillo lizard to survive. It loves to eat small insects like termites, sunbathe under the sun, and live in communities in rock crevices in South Africa. Number 7. Pink Fairy Armadillo. Speaking of armadillos, here's one armadillo that you most probably have not seen before. Its name showcases its almost magical level of rarity, the Pink Fairy Armadillo, aka Pichiciego. It's the smallest of all armadillos and can be found only on the grasslands and sand plains of Argentina. It grows only less than 11 centimeters long, with small eyes and silky yellowish-white fur. But what makes it absolutely unique is its pink shell that's shaped like a spatula. Only a very thin membrane running along its spine attaches this shell to the pink fairy's body. It's also a much softer and more flexible shell than what other armadillos have. Because this shell is made up of a network of blood vessels, the pink fairy armadillo can change the color of its shell depending on the temperature of its surroundings. Dark pink means it's trying to cool itself off, while light pink means it's trying to retain body heat. It's so cute that anyone would want it as a pet. Sadly, its natural habitat is being threatened by humans. If nothing is done, this fantastical animal might be found only in fairy tales in the future. Number 6. Indian giant squirrel. Squirrels, you're familiar with them, right? Those small rodents that love running up trees and stuffing their faces with nuts. You've seen the fat ones, the flying ones, the ones that have impossible adventures, and the ones that love to sing. And yeah, chipmunks are all under the squirrel family. But have you ever seen the multicolored one that looks like it's a pet of Rainbow Bright? In the right light, the Indian giant squirrel's fur seems to have all the colors of the rainbow. Even in ordinary light, it has shades of purple, blue, yellow, red, and orange. The most natural explanation for this colorful coat is for camouflage. But no one really knows why this squirrel has this much color on it. It's also called Malabar giant squirrel and lives only in the forests of southern India. It can grow up to 18 inches in length. Quite big when compared to other squirrels. Add its long and powerful tail to its length, and it measures to 36 inches. Another unique characteristic of this colorful rodent is that it stores its winter food in treetops instead of burying them under the ground, which is what other squirrels do. Its diet is also a bit more varied. Besides nuts and fruits, it can eat insects and even bird eggs. We're halfway through. Are you liking this video? Then please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Remember to hit the notification button for regular updates of our informative and exciting animal videos. Number 5. Umbonia spinosa. One way to know that an animal is really rare is to have only a drawing of it in black ink on Wikipedia. But that's just what's on the Wikipedia for the Umbonia spinosa. Its name sounds like it's a spell from Harry Potter. But it has more mundane names like the treehopper or the thornbug. Because it's so rare, not a lot's known about this insect. What scientists know is that it's native to South and Central America, up to southern Florida, and it's got a very colorful dorsal horn that's quite large for its body. This horn comes in different colors, from bright green to yellow to bluish green. It makes this bug look like an alien with a helmet, doesn't it? Number 4. Elephant shrew. Here's a riddle for you. What has the body of a mouse, the head of an anteater, and the name of the biggest animal on land? Well, okay, we sort of already gave the answer. It's the elephant shrew, and it's endemic to Africa. Just like the Philippine dwarf Kingfisher, sightings of this animal has been so rare that the Somalian elephant shrew was considered extinct or at least lost for more than 50 years. But in 2019, elephant shrews were once again recorded with the help of rolled oats, peanut butter, and yeast spread. The scientists set over 1,000 traps with a special mixture in 12 locations throughout Djibouti and the Horn of Africa. It wasn't long before elephant shrews were tempted by the sweet traps. There's still hope for the shrews of the world. Number 3. Vampire deer. A deer's pretty much a common animal. You see them in the wild, in petting zoos, in animal sanctuaries, but we're sure that not a lot of people have seen this type of deer before. Just look at those fangs. No wonder it's called a vampire deer. But that pair of long, tusk-like teeth is not for sucking the blood of other deer. It's still a herbivore after all. Common deer bucks develop antlers. Vampire deer bucks develop these fangs. But just like other deer, it uses these fangs as weapons to fight other bucks during mating season, or as protection against predators. No one really knows why some deer develop antlers, while these ones develop long and large teeth. One theory is that the bigger deer species went the antler route because they lost their teeth. The vampire deer went the other route, losing their antlers, but evolving their teeth to the max. There are several varieties of vampire deer across Asia. One of the most famous varieties is the musk deer, whose scent glands are used as an ingredient for perfumes. Yep, guys out there, your favorite eau de toilet spray is made from the vampire deer. In particular, the Kashmir musk deer was considered extinct until a buck was spotted in Afghanistan in 2014, more than 60 years after its last confirmed sighting. The vampire deer may not suck blood, but it would really suck if they disappear completely off the planet. Number 2. Indian flapshell turtle. Indian flapshell turtles, with their brown and yellow shells, are widespread and common in South Asian countries, particularly India. But yellow Indian flapshell turtles are definitely rare. It's so rare that the internet went on overdrive when 3 of these animals were spotted in 2020. The first was discovered in July in eastern India, the next in August in Nepal, and the third in November, also in India. Before this year, the last confirmed sighting of a yellow Indian flapshell turtle was in 1997. Since it's very rare, there's very little information about it. Some scientists think that the bright yellow color is a form of albinism, which is a lack of body pigmentation. If albinism turns an animal pure white with pink eyes, this form is where one color, in this instance yellow, dominates an animal's whole body. Whatever the reason is, it still looks like cheese, or maybe egg yolk. Turtle eggs Benedict, anyone? Number 1. Pangolin. When the coronavirus pandemic began spreading, scientists tried to find out the source of the virus. One of their studies identified 2 animals as possible hosts: the bat and a rarely seen but highly trafficked animal, the pangolin. This study was later debunked, but at least it's shown the light on this highly endangered animal. The pangolin looks like a cross between an iguana, an anteater, and an armadillo. It doesn't look appetizing, but it's actually considered a delicacy in China and Vietnam. Thus, the animal trafficking, which is, illegal. Beyond this controversy, the pangolin is also unique for being the only mammal with scales. These scales are actually the reason why it's being hunted extensively, because Chinese traditional medicine believes that the scales can help cure cancer. So, what else do you need to know about this animal? Well, it has a really long tongue. How long? Longer than its entire body's length, so about a foot long. When it's in the mud, it's basically a dog rolling around excitedly in wet dirt. Unlike dogs though, it wags its tail when it spots a predator and feels like it's in danger. The scales on its tail are so sharp they can slice through skin. It can also curl into a ball like an armadillo for more protection. But despite these defenses, at least 11,000 pangolins are illegally trafficked each year. One day, for the pangolin's status as rarely seen might become never seen ever again. There you have it, our top 10 animals that have rarely ever been seen. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're here, check out our video on what newborn animals looks like. See you later.